Today we're going to explain to you how to work with the DermSpectra graphical user interface. The instructional video is going to be divided in two sections. The first section will teach you how to enter this software. The second one is going to be about how to navigate through the images, and the third one will tell you how to annotate and print your PDF report corresponding to that particular visit. In order to enter the DermSpectra software, you're going to need to enter your username and your password. Your username is going to be your first name with your first initial, and then your last name, all of your last name following your first initial for the first name. Therefore, all in lowercase. Your password is going to be SWS. So for example, if I'm CQRL, I'm going to type right here, and your password is going to be SWS. This is a different version of our graphical user interface. We have a different username and password. So we need to apply this in order to enter this particular version. Once you enter the DermSpectra software and graphical user interface, the first window that is going to appear is going to be the schedule. You're going to have possibly, several names listed along with their date of birth. If you don't identify the name of the patient that you're going to be working with that day, you will be able to go and create an appointment. Again, go to your right upper corner and look for the appointment tab to create an appointment. In order to search for the patient, just type one letter if you want, or the entire name of the patient, and we'll give you a list of options for names that are already residing in the database. For example, if you want to create an appointment for Serato, I double click. Make sure that you look at the central window and the name of the patient that appears here match the name of the patient that you're going to be working with. Once you have that, you can go ahead and click done, and then the images are going to be either automatically downloaded, or if they're not present, we'll tell you they're not present. In this case, we're going to be working with Kate Douglas, which is going to be the training patient for image navigation. When you click on the patient, you're going to have a window that is going to be prompted, and it will be asking you if you want to start an encounter or not. You will be starting an encounter whenever you want to document that you have worked with that patient and have included annotations into the images or into the medical record that is part of the graphical user interface. If you're not interested in including any type of annotations, all what you have to do is click no, and you will be able to navigate through the images without creating an encounter. In this case, I'm going to click yes, because I'm going to be probably annotating. Once you click yes or no, you're going to be going directly into the main page, which is the encounter information page for the DermSpectra graphical user interface. You're going to have a list of tabs on your left-hand side, which is representative of almost any medical record, with your patient demographic, your encounter information. The encounter information tab, we have your history of present illness, review system, past medical history, family history, social history, allergies, and medications. Again, we're not going to review these in this particular video, but just for you to understand that all these elements are here for you to be able to be used if needed. Then you will have the physical exam, the diagnosis, plan management, other, and if you deselected to perform an encounter, you will be able to click at the end, encounter completed, and close that particular visit with the patient. In order to navigate through the images, the most efficient way to do this is by going into the Images tab. It's on your right upper corner of the window on your screen. You click all images, and then you will have a list of images that have been acquired over time. In this particular case, we have a single session for this patient, but if you have multiple sessions, they will be listed across the screen. In order to select the images that we want to work with, you can select the image. All the images that will be highlighted in blue are images that are going to be displayed. The maximum number of images that you can display simultaneously to work with are 2. So you can work with just one, or you can work with 2 of them. Let's just work with one image at this point in time. So once you have selected the image and it's highlighted in blue, you go to Done. And this image then will appear in the Physical Exam tab. You have two ways to navigate through the images, or actually through the entire graphical user interface, which is either using your mouse, just like in a regular laptop, or through a touchscreen feature. You're going to be able to zoom in by pinching or zooming out, or you can also use your mouse or your finger through the control buttons on the top to zoom in or zoom out. You can do the same with your mouse, zoom in or zoom out. If you want to work with two images, let's say you want to compare them, go back to your Images tab, select a second image, click Done, and then the images are going to be displayed again in the Physical Exam side by side. Let's go back. Let's say you want to compare these two different images, just to practice. Again, you can do it through touchscreen as well. And when these images are uploaded, they will then be displayed as well as part of the Physical Exam. It's very important to understand that when you are working with two images, in order to zoom the images simultaneously, you will need to use the control buttons on the top. This is synchronized. Zooming in and zooming out will be synchronized if you use these features. If you use the touch screen, it will not be synchronized. Just be aware of that. If you want synchronization, use your top control. This will change over time in the next version, but at this point in time, you need to remember that synchronization only happens with the top controls. The other element that I wanted to describe to you is the fact that when you see the images, they're in what we call a 3x3 configuration, which is 9 images just basically put side by side. The next version of Dern Spectra will actually have the images completely stitched, so will be just one image of the individual. But this is again part of the development effort and the reason why we're doing beta testing at this point. So again, the other element you need to remember is that when you are zooming in, if you want to move the image, you will be moving the image just individually. They are not synchronized for panning at this point in time. You can also use your lower bars or your side bars if you want to navigate using this feature. So you again can do it through your fingers in the image, or you can use your bars for navigation. Go back to all images again, and then you can deselect. This basically concludes the aspect that has of the video that has to do with image navigation, and then we'll be moving on into image annotation.